Hi. I don't want to make my talk too technical, but I want to talk about this um, near-death experience, awakening, and stroke related to Dilbert Taylor's experience. Near-death experience, I had semi-near-death experience, so I can talk about it. Awakening, I had my own awakening experience, I talked about it. And then Dilbert Taylor. I can add on to it. This is Daisetz's story. Maybe I'll start from that one before I forget. He said something like, someone, when they commit suicide, he's very sure that when, let's say, he dropped off from the cliff or some such thing, I don't know how they do it, but at the last moment, he said that the guy or the girl would sense, oh, that was a mistake. So he said that. I don't remember where I picked this up, but that was an interesting observation, and that relates to other stories. So let me start with that one. Daisetz, why he said that. Because at the last moment, he jumped off. Actually, there's a Zen saying, go beyond the 3 meter pole and out into the air, jump off, or some such thing. And the point of that expression is that you have to totally let go and almost like a blindfolded and jump off. I think that's the kind of message. That is the reason for awakening that people go through. And if you study like I did, I had enough of that study, because in my awakening experience, it was semi like that, pretty much like that, because I couldn't stand with the pain I had. So I cannot keep doing this. And I was so desperate, but I committed. So I was staying with it. This is a 10-day meditation on 8th day in the afternoon. I never thought about anything that, it may be ending in a day or a day and a half. Anyway, when I thought all of a sudden, is it because that I'm trying to get away from the pain? Is that the reason why I have pain or the suffering? And as soon as I thought about it, something happened. I'm not going to go into detail because I talked about it, but basically the whole ecstasy and the energy blowing up, exploding kind of experience, and my body is shaking. People's experience may be different, but that's one case. And why is it similar to Daisetz's case? Because in my case, there was a shift of consciousness of me trying to go through the pain and determine, because that's what I wanted to attend this meditation course, and the course itself is kind of pushing you into the corner to break through your limitation. That's not kind way to say it, but that's how I can take it, because it's 10 days. You do the breathing and focus on inner sensation, and then you're just sitting 11 hours every day. And I was so committed and determined. And then I came to the point. That was the point of breakthrough. That what I did was not precisely giving up myself, but I switched my mind from trying to escape. So there's a me, ego, condition. If there's a pain, you want to escape, natural. So that was the case. But when I thought of, Is that because I'm trying to escape? So that question is about me not thinking, not the me escaping, but the me looking at me escaping is the reason. So there's another me to think, I'm trying to escape, let go of ego. I didn't think like that, but as soon as I questioned, I was in a different dimension, space, so to speak, to look at myself. Then I looked everything in my body, closing my eyes, and then I noticed the energy building up and kind of explosion type of thing happened. I was in ecstasy, blissful sensation. Oh, I'll never forget that. That's 25 years ago. So that was the case of ego, let go, and voila, opening up my mind. And in the sense of Daisetz's people killing themselves, he let go. I've done enough of the pain. I'm going to jump off. I didn't jump off from the cliff, but by sitting and quietly not moving, I got into the same state of doing something different than just trying to escape. The ego is to be looked at. So when you jump off the cliff to commit suicide, that's when they look at themselves, because you don't have to even think of anything more than just jumping off. In the process of falling a few seconds or milliseconds, because the mind is free. And I think they may have awakening and then die. So Daisetz says that's what he believes. Nobody can prove that, but I can relate to that. So that's go from ego to non-ego. And I often make a case of Eckhart Tolle when he was wanting to commit suicide. And one evening he thought, I can't stand myself. So he looked at himself who cannot stand. So he's another me looking at myself, the same thing. So the one that is looking at and being looked at is the ego, who couldn't stand. But he looked at beyond the ego to look at himself. Make sense? So the same as me, as well as the Daisetz's case, that wow, that's what happened. So it's the same. And then Gilbert Taylor, I posted a few videos on this, and I had this interesting comparison that pointed the same. In her case, she didn't commit suicide, but the left brain stroke. It's not functioning. So when she knew she was the scientist at Harvard, and when she was taking a shower or something, that she started to feel something different, and then this must be the stroke or something. So she was calling the number that she remembered for her friend to do something about, I'm in this bad shape, because she wants someone to come and help. But she couldn't, but by that time, whatever happened in this left brain stopped functioning, so that she doesn't have the word and the logic. That's what happens in her left brain, to remember who is to call and what the number. So, but she has wise enough and still some memory left on the left brain. The logic is, I don't remember. Maybe she didn't know the name or the somewhere in the address book, and then found this person's name, or maybe the image, not the logic, but the image had this going on. So there's something on this paper, and she was to call her friend with this number to make a phone call. And she couldn't remember. And she didn't know, but she had some level of logic. So she moved or used the right brain. There's an image of the number, 354, whatever. And she doesn't know 3, but this one must be the first one. So push that number. Second one, this number, push that one. She made the phone call, and she couldn't talk because the word doesn't come out. But the phone call went through to someone else, friend. So she got the help into the hospital, surgery, and taken care of. She didn't die. So not the committing suicide, not looking at only not forgetting the ego by using the right brain, but in her case, this left brain where the ego is playing the game didn't function. But she could manage what was the trouble. She knew it, and there's an image or something that they had to translate this address book number to this number one by one, making sure that it's the same shape so that she can make a phone call. So that's essentially the third case, right?